Blessings to all. Welcome to Facts, Not Fiction. Join me Thursday the 26th at 7:30 p.m. sharp, yes, for another Facebook Live as we discuss facts, not fiction. Keith Rowley, extend state of emergency. Are you mad? I'm out. Blessing, good afternoon to all. Welcome to Facts, Not Fiction. We welcome you viewers locally, regionally, and internationally. Of course, you know, on this program, we bring you facts Today it's no different. There's a lot going on, a lot to be said. I do not know how much I would be able to say as a result of the continuance of the state of emergency and the curfew. Remember the curfew. So I welcome each and every one of you, and I ask you, or also I must say today, ladies and gentlemen, that I have received 271 friendly requests between yesterday and today. I am asking you to press the follow button simply because my friendship log is full, 5,000. So I cannot, even though I want to add you, I cannot, simply because Facebook will not allow me to. So I'm asking you to hit the follow button, where you will be able to get information. You will see what is happening, you will hear what is happening, you will be able to follow from that standpoint. So I do apologize, because it's a situation beyond my control. I wish I could add all of you. I wish me and everybody, I and everybody could be friends, but Facebook would not allow it. Okay, so I do apologize. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I was quite privileged to exercise my constitutional rights. Over the weeks, we were hearing of debates in relation to the continuation of the state of emergency. And of course, yesterday, the sad reality took place, in that even though the parliament was on recess, nevertheless, the parliament was convened, and of course, our worst fears became a reality. But during the preamble to that reality, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition, UNC, in our country had a number of discourse as to the way forward in dealing with this continuance, simply because the opposition, being the minority within the parliament, and also because of the erosion of our constitutional rights, our checks and balances that were placed within the Constitution, where some decisions, some government decisions would require a 3/5 majority, a 2/3 majority, and of course a simple majority. But what we have realized over the years, ladies and gentlemen, is that this administration sought to rule this country by eroding the Constitution, by bringing legislation to the parliament which had required 3/5 and 2/3 to a simple majority. And so yesterday was no different. There were the debates in relation to the continuance of the state of emergency, and the opposition, knowing that they are a minority within the parliament, sought to get the support of the general public in relation to sending that message that you, the public, is totally or was totally against this situation. So on the Monday night forum, ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Political Leader Kamla Prasad-Bisesa speak with you, and in conclusion on Monday asks that the citizens of this country, in show of support, in show of the displeasure, in show of the disagreement, honk your horns and flash your lights. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to share something with you this evening. And I'm speaking with you so that you can understand what is happening in this country. During the build-up to this extension, we heard Keith Christopher Rowley stating that the government will seek to extend the state of emergency simply because they want to continue mass vaccination. They want to avoid the gatherings throughout, and in order to have control over the pandemic, this action needs to continue. Nothing could be further from the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, under the health regulations, the government basically rule by decree. The government will get up and say, look, from tomorrow, 3 people, no more than 3 gathering. And it happened. The government make decisions under the health regulation that does not warrant a state of emergency in order for it to be carried out. So what is really behind the state of emergency? What is the real plan that the government have that we as citizens are not aware of? And when I believe that people in this country would have stand up in order to get some answers as to where the government intends to take us as we go along, it was sad enough to see, to hear, and to know that the people in this Trinidad and Tobago doesn't even care about their own rights. Let's warm this thing up a little bit here this afternoon. Let's warm it up a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, Kamla Prasad-Bisesa, leader of the opposition, explain to you, the citizens of this country, the direction in which this government intends to take you, the people. Kamla Prasad Bisesa stood up and asked you, the citizens of this country, to allow your voice to be heard simply by touching a horn and blinking a light. And yet, to the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, you, the people in this country, disappoint me, disappoint the opposition, disappoint this country. So, I saw on social media a lot of bloggers, if you want to call them that, a lot of Facebook police, if you want to call them that, a set of Facebook badgeon, if you want to call them that, a set of Facebook keyboardists, if you want to call them that, a set of mouters on Facebook, if you want to call them that, a set of failures on Facebook, if you want to call them that, a set of people who have no fortitude save by the fingers to press a button on a keyboard to tell Trinidad and Tobago what must be done. But when the call has been made for they to stand up and show Trinidad and Tobago what they were pressing on the keyboard, they fail miserably to stand up in this country for the rights of citizens. They fail to stand up to uphold the Constitution, something that the Keith Rowley government continue to trample under the feet of the not only the opposition, but under their feet. They have no respect for law and order in this country. This is what we have allowed this government to become. They have become a law unto themselves. So whatever Rowley do, whatever Rowley say, that is the new Constitution. And use bloggers on Facebook, you Facebook police who always know what Kamla should do and what the UNC should do. My question today, ladies and gentlemen, is what you do yesterday to stand up for the rights of citizens, for the rights of your children, for the rights of your grandchildren, for the rights of the unborn babies. What have you done to defend those? You do what you're accustomed to do best. Press some keyboard buttons to make people believe that you care about this country. But what you care about is likes and shares and thumbs up. That is what you care about. You ain't care about this country. Because if you had cared about this country, I would have seen you yesterday. I ain't planning to warm up yet, I really ain't planning to warm up yet, but I'm feeling my blood boiling. And the boiling in my blood is not from talking, It's a spillover from the failure of yesterday. I want to tell you something in this country today. Today I ask a question. Was the opposition weak? I ask that question today. And I leave it for you to decide. I leave it for you to comment. I left it for you to do what you do best. Yes, they're weak. And yes, they're this. And yes, they're that. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to first speak to the UNC supporters in this country. I want to tell the UNC supporters in this country today that all your belly yellow. I telling all of that. Basdio Pandey made some statements years ago when all you didn't want to stand up for what is right. All your belly yellow, and I will tell you why. I'm talking to you, UNC supporters today. First, Kamla Prasad Bisasa asks you to give an indicator as to the direction of your disenchantment with what this government is doing. And you know what you do as UNC supporters? You did nothing. Kamla give you people the option to indicate so that when they go to the parliament and they start to turn the tables upside down, they would have been confident that you, the supporters, are standing with them. But let me tell you something, how weak all you are. I drive from Palo Seco straight to Port of Spain. Me and my family. And the youngest one, which is Omar Roberts, went with us. I told my son, you will have to stay by your grandmother because this is serious business. He said, Daddy, what you mean? I said, son, this is serious business. We are going to Port of Spain, not knowing if we will return, because we are going to stand for your rights, Omar. And I explained to Omar the intention of Keith Rowley and the constitutional rights that Rowley continue to erode in this country. You know what my 9-year-old son said? He said, Daddy, I am going with you. I am going to stand up too. And we journey, ladies and gentlemen, we journey from Palo Seco. When we left Palo Seco, we all was excited. We were excited because we started to get some lights and horn. I asked some of you to put on something white. Put a white something on your fence, your gate. Place a white flag on your vehicle. We journey from Palo Seco to Port of Spain. When we were leaving Palo Seco and we get lights and horn and we saw one or two vehicles in the PNM, in the PNM stronghold, blinking lights and blowing horn, I tell my family, I say, look, today is pressure. I could imagine what is happening in Siparia and Penal and Faizabad, Debe, coming up the road. I said, well, look, it's trouble. You know what happened? We were so disappointed that we came from Palo Seco. One guy stopped, well, not actually stopped, but slowed down alongside us on the highway with my van with two big flags flying white and blow some horn and wind down the passenger glass and say, brother, look, I have one white. We moving. We come through the east-west corridor. We came through Chagonas, San Fernando. UNC strongholds. No light. No horn. No flag. And the worst disappointment is when we reach the port of Spain, a handful, like Colin here in me, a handful. We had more police. We had more police by the square than people who continue to place on social media how evil the government, how evil the policies, how evil the PNM MPs, how evil they are. That is what we continue to get. A set of Facebook bad boys, a set of Facebook supporters. We had more police. So I took out a white flag and I started to walk with my family. Senior superintendent stopped me. He said, Victor Roberts. Well, I and all was in shock. I said, well, at least they know my name. He said, what you are doing here is illegal. I said, well, sir, enlighten me. He said, that flag that you are walking with, that signifies a protest. And I'm giving you the opportunity to go and put it away. Go and put it away. Because if you come back wrong with that flag, you will be arrested for protesting. I said, okay. If this is the case, then I will put away the white flag. But I walked down to Independence Square and I bought a national flag, red, white, and black. That is the only place we just get unity in colors. That is where we just get unity, red, white, and black. Unify itself on a piece of cloth. But when come to unity, to defend our constitution and to defend our rights, we give it up. So I bought my flag, and me and my family made the 10 rounds that we say we were going to make before we left Port of Spain. So I made my 10 laps. I voiced my disapproval. I put my foot and my body where my mouth is, according to the old saying, put your money where your mouth is. Well, me and my family put we body where we mouth is. You know why? You, ladies and gentlemen of the UNC, the supporters, the 300,000+ voters who support the UNC, some of you coming on Facebook and talking about the opposition was weak. The only thing weak about the opposition is all your support. The only thing weak about the opposition is all your support. It's all your weak. You feel Kamala and the 18 MPs weak. It's all your weak. Because all you continue to divide the UNC with propaganda and old talk. Let me tell you how sick all you is. I saw somebody recently. I wasn't going there, no, but I'm going there now. I saw somebody recently put some comments about Rudal Munilal, MP Rudal Munilal. And you know what I saw? I saw a former minister who still saying that he is UNC make some remarks, some distasteful, despicable, idiotic remarks. And I was tempted. Now, let me tell you something. By now, all you know, I don't respond to nothing negative on Facebook. All the idiots who put comments about Victor Roberts this and Victor Roberts that, I does not, at no point in time, make any comments with any idiots. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that at all. But I was tempted to respond to that ex-minister, to let him know, you know that now, but when he was in government, you didn't know that. I was tempted to respond to him. But as I said before, I ain't had time to waste. That ex-minister in your own zone, and he told him feelings for whatever reason. Just like Vass and Bat and the rest of them, they told him their own feelings. And I don't know for what reason they wouldn't put their feelings in a coffin. Put your feelings in a coffin. And if you want to tote your feelings so much, then lie down inside there with your feelings. Lie down inside there with your feelings. Because yes, all your totem feelings, all you have all kind of problem with leadership, all your problem. Everything is a problem for you. But all you is the problem in the UNC. So the supporters coming back to all you is the failure. All you is the failure of Kamala and the 18 MPs. All you is their downfall. Because let me tell you something. Which one of us will send a general to fight a battle? And when the general put all the plans together and leading in the battlefield and ready to attack, when the general watch wrong, all the general see in his Facebook comments. You feel a Facebook comment could win a war? You feel a Facebook comment could dismember the dictatorship that this prime minister is perpetrating against us? All them comments on Facebook, Rowley must go, and Rowley wicked, and Rowley this, and Rowley that. It is nothing but hot fingers on a keyboard. That is all it is. Where are the UNC supporters? The same supporters who complaining. Where were you? What you were doing, boy? You were cooking? Washing? Watching television? Or doing something else? What is more important, ladies and gentlemen, than your democracy? What is more important than ensuring that government officials uphold the Constitution? What is more important than your rights that has been taken away from you under King Christopher Rowley? Rowley has now made Trinidad and Tobago a police state. Some of you so ignorant to the fact that you don't even know that the police under a state of emergency could break down your door, kick down your window and come into your house without a warrant. A police could detain you at any given time. You ain't even understand what is taking place right around you. When you, let me back up a little bit. Let me ask you something. The first day, you eat a good doubles. And you enjoy it. What happened the next day? What happened the next week? What happened the next month? What happened the next year? And for you to get the message, why you still eating doubles? Let me help you out. Because it was nice. It tastes good. You eat it over a period of time. And now you don't want to do without it. So all you understand that when you give the police the ultimate powers, you don't understand that over a period of time that they will get accustomed to the operations under the state of emergency. You don't understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the rights, which is your constitutional rights, that has now been suspended under the state of emergency, you do not understand that you will continue to lose some level of rights going forward. You don't believe that when you are accustomed doing something wrong, it must be very hard for you to start to do something right. This is what will take place, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, this state of emergency, this extension, let me tell you something. You know why some people start to say, boy, I got accustomed with that now. You know why? Because a period of time, when time flies, and you allow yourself to get accustomed to something, you know why it is very hard for a man or a woman who's smoking cigarette to stop smoke? You know why? Because they get accustomed. Because the nicotine, the taste and the feeling, the urge is always there. And that is what Keith Rowley practicing on earlier. The urge for power, the urge to rule by an iron fist, the urge to keep you silent, the urge to keep you quiet, the urge to rule this country by a dictator type of behavior is what is being practiced on you now. You better be prepared for what is to come. Because all you believe that this Keith Rowley is Patrick Manning. All you believe that this Keith Rowley is George Chambers. All you believe that this Keith Rowley is Eric Williams. Let me tell you something. This Keith Rowley that you're watching here have a few friends. A few friends. I know one man, the rest may be woman. This Keith Rowley have a few friends. And one of the friends is ALV drilling. Because when they realize 50-something days going, and they ain't placing an appeal to stop $3 something billion from going to Rowley friend pocket. And don't vex with me, you know. Rowdy said, "Is he friend?" He say he call him. He say I call him to ask what's going on. He say I call him to say you have a friend and you don't call him. He might vex with you. He said that he called Delki Singh and this both say they know nothing about it. He said that. He appoint Espany. He appoint the board to close on Petrochin. He appoint Komina. He appoint the board again. But he can't appoint nobody to file the application of appeal. He said that is not his concern. That is Petrochin concern. So if all you're seeing something in the day, all you're waiting to see how this man will behave in the night. This man ain't come to play with all you know. This man is a man who do not care about whatever you say in this country. So my parents always tell me, if you don't hear, then there's a next course of action. And you know what that's called action? Blows. Who don't hear does feel. So when the opposition leader call on you to give that indicator, to stand with the opposition, and you sit down in your houses, and you just continue to type on social media, yes, we support him. And when the time reach for support, you, the UNC supporters, fail the opposition. What you did is nothing save failing Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the 18 MPs who went to the parliament. And I want to commend the leader and all the MPs for taking that decision to abstain from voting for or voting against. Either way, we lost. But the point I'm making is if you, the people, vote these individuals into office, and then when it's time for you to stand with your vote, you sit down in your house, boy, look, only wrestle yourself with that sort of idiotic talk on Facebook about the opposition and the opposition. But let us move on. Yesterday, I understand that is not those 19 individuals. I pray, trust, and hope that you understand that opposition is all of us who are opposed to the dictatorial type of leadership that this PNM administration is placed in on us. And if you understand that, then I will expect to see some white flags on your car. I will expect to see you in white ever so often. I will expect to see white clothes on your fences and your gate for the next 90 days to pick up where you have failed in support of those who we have put to look after us in the parliament. I will expect that this support will go out and that the message will be sent throughout social media in every village in every community, in every street, that we are opposed to this dictatorial type of governance under King Christopher Rowley and the bunch of idiots that is running this country. I am holding you account to demonstrate your loyalty to our party. Demonstrate your loyalty to our party. We already failed them yesterday, but we can move forward and demonstrate your loyalty to your party. Yesterday, David Abdullah, what do you, boy? You want to be a leader, David? You want to be a leader? You want to be a leader of this country, or you want to lead down by the traffic light? Talk to me. You want to be a leader of this country, or you want to make sure the traffic light working? Because I'm going to tell you something. Yesterday, you embarrassed the MSJ. You embarrassed you. You know why? I tell you already, Testicular 42, they don't sell that in the shop, David. They don't sell that in the shop. Come and let we defend it here. Come, you want a better opposition? Come and let we make a better opposition happen. Don't sit down in Holland and feel that you could escape on social media with fancy talk and fair speech. We don't take that. So I was expecting to see all the third-party guns on the front line. I said, well, look, today I'm going to have the opportunity to meet some of these third-party guns face to face, where we could have a discussion and possible debate so that lessons to go. Us could work together on that one umbrella, the umbrella of the opposition, to bring some kind of pappy show, you know. This is about livelihoods. It is the institution. Let me tell you something. Let me say this again. When you have a chief justice in a country with all different types of allegation, and the person who have the authority to bring the tribunal together to impeach the chief justice refuse, nobody else could do that but the prime minister. Nobody else have the authority but the prime minister. And I want to say this. Now, I will say that just now. Secondly, you think Keith Rowley couldn't reinstate Gary Griffith? All who believe that, put their hand. I ain't seen nobody hand up. Because Keith Rowley, this is the pretty van that they have parked up there. Look at there. That's a nice van that was waiting because they expect thousands of people to come. You think Keith Rowley couldn't reinstate Gary Griffith? But let me tell you something. Gary Griffith, coming out from the background of a soldier, Gary Griffith have a different type of training. Gary Griffith has a different type of leadership skills. So hear what? While Gary Griffith may have conformed to certain wishes of the prime minister, they could not get Gary Griffith to conform to all the wishes. Position. It is a position to help you, the individual, to understand that I am the boss. It is to help you to understand that you are acting and I can remove you at any given point in time. It is also to help you to do as I say or you are out. It is also to let you know that you is the body, but I is the breath. The body without the breath is dead. So right now, what this prime minister has done is to make Gary Griffith the body, but he is the breath. And if you take the breath out of the body had to go below the ground. It's dead, no use. Can't keep it there no more. And that is the kind of games that is being played with our democracy in this country. And that is why going forward, I am going to be one of the individuals to lobby that the appointment of a chief justice, the appointment of a commissioner of police, and the appointment of the EBC, the head of the EBC, I will lobby for all these appointments to be set up by private institutions. We must not allow politicians to control this sector in our public service. Because when you allow the politicians to control, let me tell you something. You feel the chief justice, you feel a keepy there because he black. No boy, let me help all you. When you have something hanging over my head, I could move it so. I could move it so. Anyway I move it, you have to go. You know why? Because I have something over your head. So they couldn't find nothing over Gary Griffith's head. So you see what they do? Acting. That is to create something over his head. So when I move you, you move. When I put you stand still, you stand still. Or you have a choice. Lead the walk or I fire you. That is the nasty politics that is playing in this country. You could tell me that we have a prime minister who have a colleague, who have a niece. What do you understand what I'm saying? The prime minister have a friend and a colleague, an ex-minister who have a niece. And they put that niece in charge of the EBC. They put that niece to control free and fair elections. They put that niece to tell you who win and who lose. That is what they put the niece there for. And that is what all you supporting in this country. That is the kind of dictatorial rule that is taking place in this government. And that is something that we have to stand against. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. You have to understand what is taking place in this country is the erosion of our constitution. It is the erosion of our constitutional rights. That is what the PNM, that is what they are doing to us. And until you understand what is happening in this country, is until you will sit down in your corner and just allow things to run like nothing happening. That is a situation that cannot take place for much longer. That is a situation that cannot take place for much longer. We have to deal with it. In fact, a policewoman tell my daughter, you're walking too slow, you have to walk faster than that. You see how they try to intimidate you? You see how they're out of place, and some of them believe that they can inflict whatever rule that they want to inflict on society. A sergeant telling my daughter, walk faster than that, you're walking too slow. You can understand that? But I am not a rude, mannish fella. I am not the type of fella that does, and I tell her already, I don't really reply to things that ain't making no sense. But while all the police yesterday all wrong the parliament, and while they sharing ticket to a woman who was blowing horn, right? Go on the side, go on the side. Don't blow no horn here. Pull on the side. You was blowing horn. While they're going to share ticket, and we walk in, we start to hear pop, 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 pop. Some of them even taking cover. They asking where it coming from. High daytime, ladies and gentlemen, under Keith Rowley state of emergency. Over 500 police. All over the place. And you know what happening? In the heart of tongue, bullet, corn flying, man dead, man lie down. Dead, high daytime, under the SOE. Watch the crime rate under the SOE. Ladies and gentlemen, this state of emergency, this continuation of the state of emergency, let me tell you what it is about. I will talk here now. This state of emergency had nothing to do with COVID-19. The government cannot give a conk for $300 billion that they spend. All Rowley say we spend it on the people. They cannot give a conk for $300 billion. Added to that, the IMF give them some $4 billion, $4+ billion last week. Once you're operating under a state of emergency, the IMF running some cash. So that $4 billion+ that they collect last week, if they couldn't get a conk for $300 billion, you feel they'll get a conk for that 400? That $4 billion? Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game, you know. This is not a joke, you know. This is not some kind of puppy show, you know. This is about livelihoods. This is about the future of this country. This is about a constitution that men and women sweat over to ensure that you have some kind of rights after coming out of slavery into independence. And we, all of us, is now allowing our constitution to be trampled under the feet of a dictatorial government, under the feet of Keith Rowley. That is what we would allow in this country. We stand every day and divide ourselves and talk all kind of idiotism about Kamala and the UNC. And Kamala is not in government. You spend more time on the opposition than spending time on those who punishing you. The government beating you up and coughing you in your ribs, but you studying Kamala. The government taking away your rights and leaving you hungry, but you studying Kamala. The government taking your money and thieving your money, but you studying Kamala. The government bringing you to a hamper life and you studying Kamala. The government ain't getting you no grant. The government ain't getting you no money for rent. The government hire suffering and you studying Kamala and the opposition. How stupid could you be, ladies and gentlemen, in this country? This country, watch that. Let me tell you something. This country, I think that, watch. You see Patrick Manning? You see Patrick Augustus moving Manning, whatever you want to call him. That man helped somebody PNM. That man helped Somalia PNM. That man helped Somalia PNM. And let me tell you something. That man tell you everything about Keith Rowley. And you know what they do? Or they spit on that man. That is what they do. Or you feel what Keith Rowley doing to this country. Or you feel what all you going through. Or you feel all that happening to all you. It's not because all you do this, what all you do to this man. Because of what all you do to this gentleman. All you now lying in the pit of the dungeon. And let me tell you something. All you praising the PNM with nothing. All you have no food. All you have no clothes. All you have no shelter. All you have no money. All you broken. All your wife leaving. All your man going with Venezuela. You know why? All you had nothing and all you still supporting nothing. All you still supporting nothing. All you still supporting the PNM with Keith Rowley. I tell you the last couple of weeks, I was supposed to continue there, you know. I tell you that there's a plan for Beckles to take over and Rowley to go for president. All you feel I know what I'm saying? And all you're going to fall for the same trick. You know why? Let me tell you why. Because all you make PNM, all your culture. I walk through library. I see they have a chat from library. And these days they're kicking up a storm. They're quarreling. No clash here. I is the UNC. And I see clash more than all. I have him on my van riding. I have him on my van riding. Oh, you riding for? You feel I have him riding. You feel I have clash riding. Because he delivering to all you. That's not the reason. Maclashe wasn't riding my van because he delivered to all you know. I came on the van for him to see what he ain't doing. And I came on the and let me tell you something. All you know the amount of promise they make to me. All you vote PNM. I was a UNC candidate. But they making promise to me. He and Kazem Hussein making promise to me. Roberts, what you want? Tell me what you want. We could fix that. I should have sell out all you. I should have sell all you out. But let me tell you something. I am not like them so-called activists. My integrity, my loyalty, no figure attached. No cash attached to it. So they could offer me CPEP. How much I was supposed to get? 6 gangs? I might have get the gangs that it is alleged that Oliveri and all of them running down there. I might have get them gangs. Watch. Only what's good. Watch on the left hand side. Look my class here. Come up. Bring it closer. Bring it closer, producer. Yeah. Producer. Yes. Producer, you can stop it there. You can stop it there. You can stop it there, producer. You could bring him up closer. I want them to see my class here good. Right. Watch it. Left side. Maklache. Right side. Kazem Hussein. To the top. Bend the head. I know why he hiding the face. That's my boy Kennedy from Point. Next man in the back. Kongsla. Next man on the side. Kongsla. Next one there. Kongsla. And that is what it is. And here, Roberts, what you want? Why you getting the PNM so much trouble? And let me tell you my answer. Let me tell you my answer. My answer was simple. The PNM will get trouble from me. You know why? Because the PNM is a failed entity. The PNM never care about all you who feel you're black. Yeah. Today I see some idiot on Facebook talking about who is chicken and who is black and chicken and all that. But watch, let me tell you something. I am a black and chicken, a proud black and chicken. Proud. You know why? Because I never sell out like all you white fowl. I ain't sell out like all you. I ain't pure. Not me. When I crow, I just cock, I just crow hard. And when I crow, the rest are cock in the yard, I have to know, hey, look the real cock here. You understand? Not like all you. Not like all you so-called black hen chicken, or this white chicken. You know why? Because all you is who allow all your children and all your grandchildren to do just what all they do. Have no home, have nothing, and depend on a pension. That is what all they do. All they support the PNM for a pension. All they are nothing. Some of them still living in plywood house. All they are no work, all they are no job. All they depend on is a handbound of the PNM. All their children are nothing. All their grandchildren are nothing. And all they're so wicked. Wicked. All you want all your children to come out just like all you. All you will never. Let me go back to it. Watch the PNM constituencies. Watch them. All you talking about black and chicken. Watch all your constituency. What all you have in it. What all you have to show. What job all you have. What trade school you're in. What NESC program. What gate. What MIC. What. Nothing more than beg. Beg European CPEP. That is what they're living on. That is what they have. That is what they put for all you to vote for. European CPEP. All you wicked to your own children. Wicked to your own black children. All you so wicked to your black children. that all you will never encourage them to move away from that type of oppression, that type of neglect, that type of poverty. All you grow up in poverty under the PNM. And all you happy for the children to grow up the same way. All these wicked parents. Wicked. That's what all you are. Wicked. What's the youths in this country? What is there for the youths under the PNM? What the PNM create for the youths? The UNC create textbook. They create increase gate. They increase MIC. They increase NESC. They put free textbook. They put food feeding program. They put laptops. Rowley come, he take away everything to keep you, the black man, in indulgence. Keep you right down there to kneel at his feet and beg, please, Massa. Please, Massa. Give me some hamper, Massa. Boy, let me tell you something. I'm glad that me and our parents, like some of all you, I'm glad all you stand for nothing, all you live for nothing, all you have nothing, and all you encouraging all your children in that same way of life. That same way of life, all you encouraging all the children, people. Look at Labre. There is where I'm living. Look at Labre. The wealth, the oil, the gas, the pitch lake, everything come out. And what all you have to show, we have a natural deep water in harbor, a natural deep water harbor. We have everything in Labre that we should have been the first borough. But you know what all they get? All they get is borrow from them. They learn all your old talk. They learn all your billboard. They learn all your, we say a plywood factory coming. Oh, you remember that? He said a plywood factory coming. The ply run away.
Douglas Politics, Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Rowley is evil. Boasted about working Obia from Lekoto on former Prime Minister Patrick Manning. Unite against evil. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is a liar. Email gate, vaccine gate, Marlene gate, ferry gate, COVID gate, pum gate. Unite against the liar. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is sick. A teacher in 1969 grooming a girl of school age for sex, fornicating with junior colleagues' wives. Unite against sickness. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is wicked. Suffers the children, suffers the poor, suffers single mothers, suffers the differently able. Unite against the wicked. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is a dictator. Unite against tyranny. Unite against Rowley. Douglas Politics, Friday night, 7:30 p.m.
Tell me about opposition week. All your week. All your week. Not Kamala the 18. All your week. And I hope that after this live, all you go be strong. I gone.
Douglas Politics, Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Rowley is evil. Boasted about working Obia from Lekoto on former Prime Minister Patrick Manning. Unite against evil. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is a liar. Email gate, vaccine gate, Marlene gate, ferry gate, COVID gate, pum gate. Unite against the liar. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is sick. A teacher in 1969 grooming a girl of school age for sex, fornicating with junior colleagues' wives. Unite against sickness. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is wicked. Suffers the children, suffers the poor, suffers single mothers, suffers the differently able. Unite against the wicked. Unite against Rowley. Rowley is a dictator. Unite against tyranny. Unite against Rowley. Douglas Politics, Friday night, 7:30 p.m.